Alright, this is an angel news alert I've just been given from on high under the direction of Jesus, wanting to explain some of the things that he gave as prophecy in Scripture and how it ties in with the whole Anunnaki harvest of precious metals, gold and silver and other precious metals. Anyway, the Anunnaki, let me give you a little history of how they work. They developed Babylon the Great whenever their harvest season comes, and they're allowed to use the human race as their slave race, mining and developing precious metals. All the while, what they've done is generated a griffin dragon reflection in humanoid form called the Khazar lineage that are like money changing, gold hoarding bird dogs. And this is all explained in the books, especially the ones with Jesus. Anyway, so they know that their time is allowed during a certain era, so they implant this Khazar lineage and guide them to generate Babylon the Great. We are living in the present era, Babylon the Great, that has a culminating harvest season to it. And that's why Jesus said, you better get out now, because they are going to be allowed to generate chaos and destruction everywhere. It's already starting to happen. I told you before, it's corresponding with the upheaval from earthquakes and volcanic activity and weather and everything, because Nemesis Nibiru is coming in and generating all of this. All that's explained in the books too. Anyway, let me go back. So they implant this Khazar lineage, and then they guide them to generate the value that you have now in gold and silver, because that's what the human race needs to value to be able to mine it and then develop the whole Babylonian system that generates a mass of desire for gold and silver. So what you're seeing now is an antithesis of what Jesus was talking about in different scriptures. He gave awarenesses to James and Job and John the Divine in the book of Revelation, but these are clues about what's happening. All of these people who say they're of God, doing God's work, following Jesus, being guided by Jesus, who would try to get you to purchase and hoard precious metals, are leading you right down the path of attracting the Anunnaki to you when they are coming to the garden to collect their precious metals. So anyone who is hoarding gold and silver, they have technology to find this anywhere. Even in today's current world, gold and silver create a vibratory resonant frequency that's easily discernible with certain equipment, even within mountains and oceans. So the Anunnaki have technology. They can find gold and silver being hoarded everywhere. And as a soul lessons lesson, Jesus said, you're reminding me, he said, he told his disciples, the first commandment of following the Christed way is giving up your idolization of wealth. so that's a trap right there. All these people that are trying to get people to buy precious metals and then telling you, you know, that you need to get this. It's very clear if you know Scripture. They say they follow Scripture. Well, guess what? It says in Scripture. Let me. In Revelation, it says that Babylon the Great, which we're living under, and the city of London is the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth, and they are the primary, you know, Khazar lineages that are, you know, using whatever methods they can to collect everybody's gold and silver. Anyway, Jesus describes to John that the Babylon in a matter of short order is fallen. It's purposely fallen. This is all organized by the Anunnaki, who are using their human puppets to bring everything to a state of chaos and destruction right when they need, right when their harvest season starts. Anyway, it says that very clearly in Revelation 17:4 and on, gold and riches associated with Babylon the Great, the commercial system, will come to its destruction. And then in Revelation 18, you know, all 12 through 18, all commerce and riches valued in gold and silver will come to naught when it is suddenly destroyed. Okay, so what is of value? Well, let's go back here. So know that the Anunnaki have guided the human race to value gold and silver because it's their need for them to mine and collect all of it. And the problem is that when the dragon harvest season happens, anybody hoarding gold and silver will attract an Anunnaki to not only get the gold and silver, but also harvest you. And of course, I mean, these characters eat humans. Okay, they use them as nutrition and sexual fulfillment. Anyway, so let's go to what is important. Jesus led me to this stuff. You can find much more on the internet if you Google what Jesus says about hoard, and others in the Scriptures say about hoarding anything. Let's see, James 5:1 through 4. Whoa, this is extremely significant. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them, that means its vibration, shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Anyway, that tells a lot right there, and I've never even seen that Scripture, but he led me to it because that basically foretells that the Anunnaki will come finding your gold and silver and take you as a dinner. Then and then Jesus directed me to Job, which he gave the prophecy to Job back in those days. Job 31:24, 25, and 28. So remember, when you idolize and put faith in gold and silver, precious metals, you are being tricked. Okay, this is a warning. You are being tricked. What do you put faith in? You can't put faith in hoarding gold and silver and have faith in God to lead you where you need to be and provide for your needs. Okay, Job 31:24, 25, and 28. If I have made gold my hope, or have said to the fine gold, thou art my confidence. If I rejoiced because my wealth was great, and because mine hand had gotten much, then down to 28, this also were an iniquity to be punished by the judge, for I should have denied the God that was above. What that is saying is that if you're going to collect certain things, you do it for the betterment of all that is around you and in need. You don't do it for yourself. Doing it for yourself is anti-Christed. A Christed disposition has to do with serving all that is. And if you use an excuse that you've got all kinds of guns because you've got all kinds of stuff to protect, the judge, God the Father Creator, will come to you and teach you a good lesson.